Hi Steve, my name is Paul Christiansen, and first I'd like to start off by saying thank you very much for this course. It's by far and away the best money I've ever spent on guitar lessons. I learned a lot. It's going to take a lifetime for me to learn it all, I'm sure. We've had a lot. I knew a lot of the material coming in, however, about 3/4 of it just absolutely blew my mind. And I can tell in the future what I intend to do, we hope it works out that way, is I intend to go back and study it some more, and so that we're able to, or so that I'm able to get where I want to go, which is basically, play the guitar like, several of my friends and you do, where you have complete mastery of everything and can switch quickly. Right now I'm at the point where I understand all the concepts in the course, however I can't do it very quickly. I've got to look stuff up, and you really can't do that when you're jamming with other people. So I hope to be working on that. The hard thing will be to do that, because I like to play the guitar, I just like to play it. But I think if I dedicate 15-30 minutes a day to brain work, I think it'll really pay off in the long run. Okay, to my project, my final project. I got to apologize for starters. We're in the process of moving. I'm recording this from a hotel room in Honolulu. Haven't had a lot of time. We're staying in a hotel room while our house is closing, our household goods are arriving. Don't have a lot of stuff, but I did bring a guitar, and everything's kind of in flux. So I haven't, in the last week or two, haven't had much chance to focus on the course. That said, I'll do my best. Okay, what I chose to do was, I'll kind of tell you what I would do with this chord progression, the G, D, E minor, C. What I am is I'm 95% of what I do is solo acoustic stuff. So I'm not really into that much doing like playing over backing tracks and stuff like that. I do it once in a while for fun and to learn and things like that. But 95% of what I do is solo acoustic stuff. And what that means, usually, if you're a solo guy, is you play guitar line, you play some melody lines over the chords. And that's kind of the way it works usually. Because, if you... that doesn't sound... It sounds sort of weird all by itself. Okay, so what I would do is I would start with the G, and I'm going to use the G major scale, I guess, because the melody lines are so short, you're not really playing a lot of notes, generally just like 2 or 3, 4. I don't know what scale you use. I'm going to call it G major. I might throw in some other notes because I like them. But that's generally the scale that I will use. And so with the G, I'll just come up with something like that. Just a little melody riff. Okay, so then leading into the D is the next one. I'll change that melody riff, and I'll kind of end it on a D. So that might sound like so I'm ending on that that D right there. Another thing I'm going to say is, because of time, I'm going to do this video warts and all. I'll throw that caveat in here. So if I screw up, I'll just start over really quick or something. Okay, so that's the way I lead into the D, is with the D note, and then for the E minor, relative minor of G. So I'm going to lead into that with some pentatonic in the E minor, because you can do that. So there I am into the E minor after using this using the little pentatonic riff, and then let's see. Oh, after that is the C. The C, I would use it probably as just a passing chord, because I think I've kind of, with the melody lines and strumming, I've kind of done enough of that. And so that'll just be kind of like a little pass to get back to G. So I'll end it like... So something like that. So that's the way I'd get from the C back to the G. Okay, so that's like the full phrase of the chord progression. Now, because being a solo acoustic guy, if you just do that, it's going to sound boring. It takes like 20 seconds to play, and if you just play it 10 times, it's not going to sound very good. So I usually like adding in a bridge or something, like a bridge or a chorus, or if I was, really had time, I would take this and try and come up with some vocals. So So you got to figure out something to make it interesting. What I think I'm going to do with this is go to F major, which is not F diminished, but F major. What that'll do is it'll give it a Spanish sound almost, and what it'll do is it'll create some tension. And so for the bridge or chorus, whatever you want, probably not the chorus, call it a bridge. So from that, I'd end on the G and then go to the F major. So you can feel the tension there, and then probably just walk up to that chord, which is what I'm doing. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of a piece of a B chord, but I'm playing only 2 strings on the I'm playing this B here and this F sharp on the 3rd string. And so that is just a passing thing down to the E minor, and then from there I'm going to come back to end this bridge with the F sharp again. Okay, so I've got this song in the bridge. So now I'm going to play the whole thing. I'm going to go through like the verses twice, and then go on to the bridge. So here goes. And if I screw it up, if it's a total train wreck, I'll start over. If there's a few misfingerings here and there, cut me some slack, I guess. I don't know. So here goes. That's it. So I hope you like it. That's what I would do with that little chord progression. That's the way I would start. It's still pretty rough. Like I say, I just kind of sort of made this up 5 minutes ago. Okay, there's another thing. If you want to keep watching, I will add in, because it was really cool. Probably what I think is probably the coolest thing that I had that came out of this course. And that was back when we were doing 7ths. I really enjoyed that. I really like those. And let's see, I wrote that there was this little thing in A minor, and rather than playing it like this, the other thing that I also, this A minor, or I'm sorry, A major 7, rather, I also listened to when you said, when we got into 9ths and 11ths, you can't really physically play everything. And so so what I did was, using fragments of chords, if I play it like that, just play the bottom, say 4 strings, it frees up my pinky, and so I can do stuff with my pinky. So I came up with a little progression that uses this A major 7, this fragment of it, and then this D major 7th, and again I'm just letting this E string drone or ring, which that's adding an E to it, and does that make it a 9th? I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Okay, and then the 5 chord in A would be the E7. So again, I'm doing that. And then the other thing that I add into this little progression is a B minor 7th. However, rather than play the full chord, as you know, if I just play the bottom half of the chord, it's really easy. You just bar the 7th fret. And then once you're there, wow, let's do a walk down. I can walk down to an A minor 7th, without the note up here, an A minor 7th, and then resolve it back to this A major 7th. So it's a really nice progression that I do. And I also started out with this, I guess this would be a D major 7th, but I'm going to add this E on the 12th fret with my pinky. So this little run sounds like this. And again, this is I was just inspired when we learned sevenths, and I go, and also the fragment chord, the tip that you gave us, that really helped a lot, because it's like, wow, you can free up other fingers and do stuff. I also in this have a little bit of scales thrown in too, but here's the way that this whole thing goes. So that's it. Usually I go around that twice, and it makes it like, you know, probably a minute and a half long. So it's a nice little breezy song, especially if you're in Hawaii. So once again, Steve, thank you very much. I'm sorry for the long video. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching. I certainly appreciate it. And good luck to you in the future. And again, thank you very much. In the last 12 weeks, I think my guitar playing has improved by leaps and bounds, and I'm hoping that I can just keep it up. All right, adios. Aloha, as they say.